Hello everyone and welcome to Oak and Lamb. My name is Rachel Langston. I'm an owner and craft educator here and I can't wait to craft with you today. The table looks a little bit crazy today because we're making 8, you heard that right, 8 fall crafts from the Dollar Tree. Now this is the Dollar Tree where everything is $1.25, $3, and $5. And we kind of went a little bit crazy and got a bunch of stuff, but today we're gonna be creating some really fun projects. I'll link up above a video that I posted a couple of weeks ago all about products to buy from the Dollar Tree for fall. It is a great video if you're looking for some inspiration for some projects. And today, as promised, we're going to be carrying out those projects and making sure that we can create them to the best of our abilities and show you guys some really fun hacks and tricks when using products from the Dollar Tree. Now, as far as supplies go, I think the best way to do this is going to be to talk about the supplies we use for each project before we make that specific one, instead of go through all the supplies for all of what we're making today. Because we're doing everything from cricketing to using fire and decoupage. We're using Etched, Sublimation. We have a lot to go through today, and most of it is from the Dollar Tree, and I can't wait to share with you all these amazing projects. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So like I mentioned, I bought all of this from the Dollar Tree. Definitely check your local Dollar Tree to see what kind of deals they have. I did try and steer clear of the general area and stay towards the fall area because I wanted to stick with more seasonal items, so you'll see a lot of those here today. If you love videos like this and all things crafty, you would love Oak and Lamb. We're an amazing crafting community that dabbles in just about every area of crafting, and we want to help you and take your hand and level you up to be the best crafter you can be and inspire you daily to continue to step out of your comfort zone to make some amazing things. We have hundreds of cut files, all with free commercial use licensing, amazing member-only benefits, and an exclusive Facebook community that people rave about. It's one of our members' favorite perks ever. Definitely check it out. Click the very first link down below and you can use the coupon code 35NOW, that's 35NOW, to get $35 off your very first year with us. That's a whole year of what's coming up in Oak and Lamb, the cut files, the member resources in the Facebook group, and all of our backed library of incredible cut files with that commercial use license. Definitely let us know if you have any questions, and I can't wait to get started on all of these crafts. I don't even know where to start, but I know that I'm very excited to share them with you. Okay, we're just gonna go one at a time here, and first and foremost, we're gonna create our etched plate because it takes so long to for the etching to take place here on our plate. So we're gonna go ahead and do it first. So I have some rubbing alcohol here. I'm gonna clean our plate where we're gonna be placing our vinyl. And I used my Cricut Explore 3 to create a wonderful little stencil that says pies before guys. This is one of the fall cut files that Becca made for Oak and Lamb, and there was a gorgeous piece of pie above it, and I did take it out for this project, but I think it's gonna look adorable. So while that alcohol is drying, we're gonna flip it over. I've already cut this, weeded it, and placed transfer tape on it. So I'm gonna take a brayer here and braid this down. Now I'm gonna remove this backing here, just like this. Being careful to make sure that all of the insides of our letters and everything are sticking down how we want them to. Okay, this looks phenomenal. Now we'll bring our plate in, and the best advice I have for you guys is to go over your plate. If you're over your plate, you can see it better. So I'm gonna place this down as best I can in the center, and once you place it down, just release your fingers. Start in the middle and work your way out. You want to have really, really, really good adhesion with your vinyl letters. And just keep pushing it down just like that. You can even get a scraper tool if you want to and just make sure it's down really well. Because again, the better that your vinyl can stick to your pie plate, the less issues that you're gonna have later on. You want a really good adhesion. That's why we also cleaned our pie plate with rubbing alcohol, so that any dirt or oil from our fingertips or anything is off of that, because when we place our vinyl down, we want it to adhere so well because we don't want any of our etch-all to seep underneath that vinyl. Now sometimes it happens, it's just kind of the way that the world works. Sometimes it goes under there, but we try and have that not happen. Now we're gonna remove our transfer tape, and we're gonna pull back, not up. So we're gonna pull back just like this, and you can see how good that is looking. Beautiful. Now I'm gonna kind of turn it towards the light and make sure we have really good coverage everywhere. And it looks like we do. Okay, so now it's time to place our etch-all. I prefer the method of using a popsicle stick. Now there are products that you can actually purchase to kind of smear it on there. And I think we have one in a drawer. Let me check really quick because that would be cool to use. So what I'm talking about is this little fella right here, and it's a little tool with a handle here. And this is silicone, so it just kind of, just molds with you, but because there's a bit of a curve on it, I would rather use my popsicle stick, honestly, because when I'm spreading this out, I don't want to make it uneven. So I'm just going to use my little popsicle stick, and if you've never used etching cream before, you can reuse this. So don't be scared to pile it on, because again, it's reusable, which is amazing. So you can scrape this right off and use it for another project. So I'm taking it and placing it in all the areas around my design, and note that I had in my stencil about 1 inch on every side to be able to work with. Like right here, there's some space, some empty vinyl there to be able to hold this etching cream just in case it got outside my lines here. You want to do that to protect your plate as well, because you don't want any etching cream where it's not supposed to be. So if you're ever making a vinyl stencil for something like this, you want to make sure, take that off. Take that off. You don't want any of those little beads of etching cream to get on your plate, because as soon as it sets for a minute, it starts to eat away at that finish. But as I was saying, you always want to make sure that your stencils for your etching cream have a good amount of space like that. Okay, so I'm just going to take my popsicle stick and scrape that excess right back into that jar and close this lid. Hey Siri, set a timer for 30 minutes. And she will set a timer for me.
30 minutes and counting.
Perfect. So she'll set a timer for me. Do make sure you do some research on your brand of etching cream. But for our brand, I'm pretty sure it says 20 to 25 minutes or 15 to 20 minutes or something like that. But really, it doesn't hurt your project to go on longer. So we're going to set this to the side and let our timer time down as we continue to craft. Now, one that I have already completed but wanted to show you was the tic-tac-toe board. So this was plain white wood. It was $3, that's it. And it came with these really cute little cutouts. So they had little leaves that I colored the tops of to make them a little bit more festive for us. And then they had pumpkins. Now these would be adorable to place some vinyl or some heat transfer vinyl on. Maybe if you're playing this game with someone, you could actually put your initials or your names on them. That'd be cute. So like all the pumpkins would say Rachel, all the leaves would say James, something cute like that. And then the base is really nice. I didn't stain the back so we could see the contrast in the color. So this is what color it was, and this is what color we stained it. This was Early American Stain by Minwax, I believe. Let me check. Varathane, excuse me. It was Varathane stain. But if you notice, I want to try and get a good camera. Oh, here we go. The adhesive, our Easy Press is chirping. Our adhesive has went here on the wood. So where the adhesive is, the stain will not saturate. So if you look at this head on, you can see some areas of like really light color. And that is where our stain did not take because there's adhesive there. So I mean, these aren't the best well-made things ever. But again, it's from the Dollar Tree for $3. So what do you expect? So my advice on that is to paint it and not stain it, just because of the fact that I don't think it looks amazing that you can see where the adhesive was. So that's one of the projects we went ahead and created, but I wanted to share with you the finished project because it looks so cute. Okay, now let's do some sublimation. So we have an easy press mat. We have our printed sublimation here. This, you can't really see it right now. It's a little bit blown out, our camera here, but it says Spice Girl. And there's this little coffee here. And this was printed out of our Epson Workforce 7840 sublimation printer. And of course, make sure you mirror your images and all that good stuff. And what we found at the Dollar Tree was a 100% polyester shirt. Look how cute. The bottom, the back is a little bit more flowy than the top, and I think it's adorable. So I'm gonna place this down. We have our Easy Press 10 by 12 preheated to 400 degrees, but really 385, you know, around there, 385, 400 degrees. And now I'm gonna place this down, just like that. And you can get your measuring tape and measure this to make sure it's nice and perfect right where you want it. Or you can get some heat resistant tape and tape it down. That would be good too. And we're gonna set a timer for 60 seconds. So we're gonna go ahead and place this down and let that go for 60 seconds. Now, I personally cannot believe that the Dollar Tree had 100% polyester shirts. I was so impressed and so excited, so I picked a couple up and I showed them in my fall haul video, so I knew I had to do something really fun with them for fall. And I was mentioning, I don't love these seasonal t-shirts. I feel like, you know, of course you can only really wear them one time a year, you know, for a few weeks, and then it feels like they're just sitting in my closet. So for this to have been only $1.25 for the shirt, and then, you know, a couple of cents in my sublimation paper and ink for my printer, and it made a shirt that I wouldn't care to donate or to use for other things later on, simply because I don't have a lot invested in it. So I do love a good cheaper option. So we're going to allow this to heat. And I should have used a Teflon sheet, I forgot to. But if you're using this, it's always wise to use a Teflon sheet. I'm cooling the shirt down, I'm so impatient. So here's the design. How cute is that? I love this. I'm trying to cool it down. Whew. But there is a cute little Spice Girl shirt. Look at the colors. Look how the colors just pop. Is that not the cutest? I love that. So go definitely grab you a shirt from the Dollar Tree. This is Anvil brand, and let me find the tag here to show you. Oh, excuse me, I said it wrong. It's 65 poly, 35% rayon. But of course, for projects like this, we recommend it to be 65% polyester or more. So this is going to be a little more distressed. I should have checked before the video, but this is going to be a little more distressed because it was only 65% polyester, which of course you guys know, the higher the poly, the darker and more saturated the color. But I think this is so cute for the fall season. Okay, now let's do a super simple one. So here is a charger that we found for, of course, $1.25. And I'm going to get our rubbing alcohol again and clean this off. And now we're going to take this cut file. It says share the blessings of the season. How cute is that? And I'm going to place this onto our charger. And of course, most people have chargers as decorative items, but if you wanted to have it and maybe put a plate of cookies on here for a neighbor or something like that, you could absolutely do that. If you wanted to seal it so it's technically food safe, you could even fill the bottom area of this with UV resin or something like that. So there's a lot of different options as to what you can do to make this for your home. But we're just removing the backing from our transfer here, or design. And you can see it's a bit tricky to remove, and this is because the transfer tape we're using is masking paper transfer tape. And that is the lightest tack of all the transfer tapes. And I did that purposely because I didn't want this to have any problems sticking down to our plate at all, our charger. So I'm using a very light grip, light stick, light tack transfer tape here. So same rules apply as our pie plate. Get over it. If you're over it, it's much easier to see. So go ahead and place this in the center. And once you think it's centered, same thing. Start in the middle with your finger and burnish out. Now again, you can take a burnishing tool and burnish just like this. And these are things that you could even use scrap vinyl for. I mean, look how stinking cute. Share the blessings of the season. So use your scrap vinyl on projects like this. It's a great way to use it up. Or you could use multiple different colors to make this really pop and really stand out. But like I said, you can put some cookies on this for a friend. You could just set it on an easel to be in your home. And if you do that, if you like this color, because it is gold, there were silver as well. I thought gold was a little more fallish. You could even take the letters off of this after fall if you don't seal it with anything and place some more on there for winter. But that is just something super easy that you can do with chargers. And I do want to apologize for some, not boring, but for some kind of plain colors of vinyl here. You can see we're mostly using black, and that's because when I made this plan to create this video, I kind of forgot that we don't have very many colors of vinyl. So we're using mostly black today. Becca's cut files are the most beautiful colors ever. They have the cutest fall colors ever. So don't change her colors. If you have her colors of vinyl, use them in your projects. You won't regret it. But again, here at the studio, we only had really like black. We had a couple of other colors, but they weren't really fall-like. So we're gonna stick with what we've got today. Next, we're going to be decking out some of these little jars. Now, these jars were in the fall section. They are not glass, they are plastic, and they have a little lid and a little label that I'm praying comes off easy. Oh, it does. Oh, guys, do you not love when labels just come off? Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Now let's take the other one out. I got one with a gold top and one with a plaid top. I thought the plaid was just too cute. And we're gonna do two different things with this. So in one of them, we're gonna place I Want Candy and fill it with candy corn. And in another one, we're gonna fill it with these LED spider lights. They're super cute. Now, I found these spider lights in the Halloween aisle, of course, but they're super cute. Just note that you do have to have batteries with these, 2 AA batteries. So if you do not have any batteries, make sure you grab some while you're there. But to be honest with you, this project is super, super cute, and I really don't even know if you have to have these to light up. It really depends on you and your personal preference. So we're going to take these and unravel them carefully. Look how stinking cute they are. And the best thing to do with battery packs is honestly to be able to kind of like Velcro them to the back or hot glue them to the back or things like that. So it's not going to be super noticeable when you have all your spiders in there and it's a dark, you know, your room is darkly lit or anything like that. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. So what we're going to do is take our jar and fill them with these little spiders. And like I mentioned, you don't have to have these to light up if you're just wanting to, you know, not waste your batteries on it, or if you just think that it looks cute without it, because honestly it does look pretty cute without them even lit. And if you want to go that route and you don't want them to be lit up or anything like that, you could in fact just cut the battery pack off, like just cut it right there and have your little floating spiders in there. So really, to each their own. You can screw this back on even with that battery pack there. So you can glue that battery pack back or cut it off. Just for the sake of the video, I'm going to go ahead and cut them. Now, nobody come for me and be like, Rachel, you just wasted it. Again, it was $1.25. And you can You can use it. You don't have to use it. You can if you want. I just really like the spiders suspended in there. I think they're adorable. Look how cute. So we have, look at that, a little jar of spiders. You can barely even see the wire. It looks like there's just spiders in there. Okay, now for the next one, we're going to grab our handy dandy alcohol and wipe our little jar here. And we're going to get our burnishing tool that you've seen me use a couple of times here, and this is going to hold our jar just perfectly for us. Now we're going to remove the backing from our design here. It says, I want candy. How cute is that? So I usually like pinch and it just comes up, which is really great and easy. And again, if some are having trouble coming up, that's fine. Perfect. Now, same rules apply. Go straight on, place it down as even as you can. Trying to see where the seam of the jar is too. That'll help me because I want it to be nice and centered. Now, once you have it centered, go ahead and push out from the middle, just like we have been doing all day with our little crafts in the video. And since this is a more curved surface, you have the option of adding relief cuts if you wanted to, which relief cuts are little cuts that you make with scissors all around your design. Of course, not going into the vinyl, but around your design to give relief cuts for any vinyl that has to go at an angle. So this says, I want candy. How cute. And now we're going to fill it with some candy corn, also purchased at the Dollar Tree. How cute. Also, one bag is all you need to fill one jar. And look how stinking cute. I want candy. And now, from the Dollar Tree, the reason why I left this part a little bit empty is because I'm going to add some ribbon up here. I'm going to tie some ribbon around it. So this was from the Dollar Tree as well, some Halloween ribbon in the Halloween aisle. So I'm going to take this and tie a little ribbon around it. I want people to be able to still eat the candy if they want to. Just going to tie a little bow, just like this. Sorry if you guys couldn't see it. Cut our little bow end, fluff it up. And this is a thinner ribbon, so it'll take a little bit of fluffing, and that's fine. I want my bow a little bit off to the side. And you can keep playing with it, you know, maneuvering your bow around. But look how cute. So now we have spooky little spiders. I want candy with some candy corn in there. Super cute little jars. You can do a lot with these jars. This is only 2 options. I'm sure they are endless, but I do hope you are getting inspired with all of these ideas. Okay, now how about we play with some fire? We're going to be using this really cute skull and crossbones little wood decor piece. We have some Mod Podge and a brush here. This is actually an adhesive brush we got from Harbor Freight. If you guys haven't seen that video about our Harbor Freight haul, there's a lot of really fun products in there you guys might want to check out. And these are actually party napkins. So we are using napkins from the Dollar Tree. Grab one of them. I thought this one was nice and spooky. And you're going to open up this napkin and remove one of the plies. Oh my gosh, guys. It's only printed on one side. Are they all like that? Oh my gosh. Dollar Tree, could you be any cheaper or more stingy? Guys, I can't. That is, I don't even know if this will, okay, yeah, it'll work. But I thought the whole thing was going to be printed. That is ridiculous. Okay, so it's fairly easy to remove the plies from napkins. If they're not already just 1 ply, usually you'll be able to tell pretty soon. Most of them are 2 ply. But with this being Dollar Tree, I truly don't know if it will be 2 ply or not. And no, it's not. It's 1 ply. So you want them to be 1 ply anyways, which is good. So if you have a nice napkin that's not just printed on one side, I'm still not over that. Then you'll be able to use it. I'm just making sure it's not 2 ply. Feels a little thick, but I don't think it's 2 ply. You want it to be 1 ply, and what you're going to do is take some Mod Podge, and you're gonna cover your design. So just go ahead, cover your design. Be sure to get the edges good. And we do have a video dedicated to just this project. Well, not this project, but this technique. Becca creates a really cute project with this technique. If you want to use this technique, that is a really good video on to see all the tips and tricks and how to master it and all that good stuff. So I'll link that above us. Definitely check it out. It's a good one. Now, you're fighting the clock as well with this, unfortunately, because you don't want your decoupage or your Mod Podge or whatever you're using to dry. You want it to stay wet so that you can add your paper towel or your tissue paper or your napkin or whatever you're wanting to use, because you can use tissue paper for this or a napkin. Really anything works. So we're just going to go through and make sure we got every bit of this, all the edges and all that. It's okay if you have some excess on the edges and stuff like that. It's okay. So we're going to go through here. Now we're going to take our half printed napkin and place it down over our skull. I'm going to start down at the bottom here and place that down. Now I'm just going to press and get my whole skull nice and adhered to the wood piece. You can see here, just like that. And we'll get some scissors and clean that up. Now, you want to clean this up because we're going to actually burn this. Like, we're going to go ahead and use a lighter and burn this. And what the lighter is going to do is take all of this and burn in to the edge. So it'll all be at the edge. Now this adhesive has come off here, so I'm going to add some more there. You want everything to be stuck down nicely. Now you can trim a little bit off the edge. And again, you want to trim around it because you don't want a ton of ashes. You want to minimize the amount of ashes that you're making. And we're just going to poke 2 holes there so we can light it. Okay, now it's fire time. So I'm going to hold it right here, nice and safe. I've done this before. And I'm just going to hold it here and light it. So watch how satisfying this is. Look how cool. So it's burning all around the design for us. How cool is that? Then we light these here, all the insides of the letters, just like that, or insides of the design. You can use this for letters as well. Look how cool. Okay, now we're going to take our scissors again, make a little hole poke in the nose there so it'll catch fire. Oh, almost. Almost. There we go. Sweet. Okay, 2 more spots and that's it. There and there. Let's light them up. Perfect. Is this not the coolest ever? So now you can shake off all of that ash and scrape that into the trash can, but we're not done just yet, so we're going to shake it up anyways. Okay, so now you can take your finger or you can take a brush or anything you want and just kind of run your finger around this to make sure that every little bit of that ash is off. Okay, now I'm going to set this aside and put all my ash in the trash can. We'll be right back. Okay, so here is what we're left with. How cute is this? I love the way it turned out. I also love that this method itself is a little bit more rustic looking. And now I think it'd be cute to go ahead and hot glue some ribbon around here. So always start on the back if you're doing anything like this. Now I'm going to add a little string of hot glue. And then place this down here in the center. And a little bit here on the bottom. We'll wrap it around just like that. Oh, see, isn't that going to be cute? Okay, now you're going to wrap it around this edge. So again, I'm going to add some hot glue to the middle, right here, to the bottom, and a little bit on the top. And much like with the decoupage, you don't want it to dry. So you're kind of working against the clock here, but that's okay. Now, same thing. We're going to go middle, top, just like that a little bit, and the bottom. Stretch it over. And you can make a set of these. They had, oh gosh, they had like a witch's hat. They had a pumpkin, of course. They had a bunch of stuff. So you could do this with a bunch of different designs. They also had several different napkins. So, of course, again, we used napkins for ours, but you can use napkins, or if you go over the tissue paper aisle, you can use tissue paper for this. It's a super cute, quick project to make. Add a little more hot glue down there. And look how cute. Oh my goodness. This is adorable. I love that we were able to use the napkins and some of that decoupage, which, by the way, you also can get decoupage from the dollar store. They have it in little bottles. I love this. Super cute. You could stain the base if you wanted to stain the base, but this is a cute little funky piece of Halloween decor for sure. And guys, it's time. My watch just told me our plate should be done. I've had it right off to the side. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to grab our Armor Etch or Etch-all or any type of etching cream that you have. Open it back up, and we're going to scrape this inside. Now this is where that little spatula thing would actually come in handy, so I'm going to get it back out. Now the only thing you have to watch out for here is that you don't accidentally scrape the etching cream over to the side. You want to scrape it up and off and back in your container. And up and off and back in your container. Just like that. But you can save it and use it as many times as it will allow you to. Honestly, we'll never have to buy another bottle of etching cream pretty much. So we're scraping all this up. And here's what you're going to do at this point. You're going to take it into the bathroom or outside at the hose. It's not going to damage your sink or anything like that. And you're going to take a weeding tool if you prefer. Or you can use your fingernail, really whatever you want to do. And you're going to remove this vinyl while rinsing it under the sink constantly. You don't want any of this etching cream to start to set up around your plate. You want it to only have been there in the center. So I'm going to go to the bathroom and rinse this off, remove all of our vinyl, and I will be right back. Okay, freshly removed. You're going to take some paper towels. Do not freak out. This is normal. The way it looks is completely normal because it's so wet. We're going to remove the water from it. Just like this. Oh, this is popping out beautifully. And the problem with these is that you can never see it on this countertop. So I've brought in a piece of paper so you can see how cute this is. Look. Look at that, pies before. I wish you could see it better, but it turned out, I mean, pretty much perfectly. You really can't hope for a project to finish better than this. I want to hold it up to the light. You can see the detail in it, pies before, guys. Look how cute. I just love it. I mean, it turned out so stinking cute, and I just think it looks great. So easy to do. We just added the etching cream on there and let it sit. Just rinse it off, and that's how good it looks. So that's another good, super easy project in the books. We love easy here because we don't have a lot of time. And we have one more craft to create today, so I'm going to bring in our box here. This was a paper mache box. I just painted it matte black. We have some Mod Podge, some gorgeous orangey, burnt orange glitter here. We have a Mod Podge brush. We'll use the same one we used on our project with the skull and crossbones. And a 50-cent card. They have cards 2 for $1 there at the Dollar Tree. And I thought this one was just too cute. We'll also be using our hot glue gun. And I need a piece of paper because we are going to be working with glitter. So I'm going to go grab a piece of copy paper. And last but not least, we're also going to be using some little bitty detailed scissors. So we're going to be cutting up our 50-cent card to be a sentiment for us. We already pre-painted our box, which is great. We don't have to worry about doing that. Now I'm going to take my card, rip it in half. It feels so wrong. And I'm going to cut out our little pumpkin sentiment. Or not sentiment, but our little pumpkin design. I want to be able to add this to the box here. I thought that was a really fun way to incorporate something that doesn't have to do with the Cricut. So I'm going to take my time very carefully and just cut out my pumpkins. Now we have our little pumpkins cut out, and I'm going to take the lid here, add some hot glue to my pumpkins, just like this. You could also add some foam mounting tape if you wanted to, or whatever you wanted to add here, and place it down. Just like that. How stinking cute. And now to finish it off, I thought it would be super, super cute if we added glitter around the top edge of this. So what we're going to do for that is take our Mod Podge brush and add Mod Podge all the way around our lid here. Got our Mod Podge added. I'm going to add a little bit more over here because it seems to be getting tacky already. Perfect. We're going to grab our glitter and go to town, basically. So I'm just going to take this, shake it, this is exactly the little pop that this little box needed. It's so cute. Oh, bang it on the table a couple times. And now you can go ahead and put it onto your box to dry properly. Just let it sit there. And now we're going to open up our glitter and use this piece of copy paper to place our glitter right back in the container. Now your little box has a glitter edge and looks super cute. You can put treats in there or just have it as a little decorative box in your home or whatever you want to do for Halloween. What did you all think of these really fun fall crafts with things you can make mostly from the Dollar Tree? I do hope that you got inspired. I had a ton of fun making projects like these, just little simple projects that you don't have a lot of money invested. So if you don't want to keep them for next year, it's okay to toss them. You know, it's good not having to make a $20, $30 craft sometimes. So we do love the simplicity of projects like these. If you did enjoy this video, the best way to let us know you liked it was giving us a thumbs up, subscribing to our amazing YouTube channel, and clicking that bell to get notified when more awesome videos like this come out. Don't forget to check out Oak and Lamb with the very first link down below and join today. We would love to welcome you as a member of our flock. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you another day for another video.